Welcome to United Network News, the official news channel for CARE, the Center for Amity and Restoration of Earth. I'm Sunny Galt. At UNN, you get the real news. Through our field messengers, we show you the truth about what's really taking place in our communities. We also bring you stories to help you remember who you are, as well as why you're here, and regional stories that impact the people. And our World Situation Report reveals what's happening throughout the multiverse. We are here to restore Earth. In the U.S., it is Friday, August 16th, 2024. Where the Danube River meets the Black Sea lies Salina. See firsthand why this easternmost port in Romania is so special. And in the U.S., we're headed to Lover's Lane Park in northeastern Ohio, complete with beautiful trails and relaxing rivers. Essential oils are another great way to relax your senses, but many vary in price. How do you know you're getting quality essential oils at a fair price? Hurricane Ernesto swept through Puerto Rico and is now on its way to Bermuda. Learn more about its impact and what's expected in the coming days. And a group of teenagers from Texas invent a water filtration device that removes microplastic particles. Could this revolutionize water treatment practices in the near future?
This is Calen Gipp, Messenger for United Network News. Here's a look at today's Field Messenger reports from all around the world. Today we visit Salina, Romania's easternmost port, uniquely located where the Danube River meets the Black Sea. UNN Field Messenger Monica shares the rich history and culture of this charming city.
Hello, I am UNN Field Messenger Monica reporting from Sulina in Romania. Located on the Danube, where it meets the Black Sea and part of the Danube Delta biosphere, is a reserve. It is a port situated at the point of the two bodies of water and is named Sulina. Sulina is Romania's easternmost port, and historically, due to its strategic importance and location, all the countries along the Danube brought their fleets to Sulina, so that at the time there were 17 fleets in the town, which could transport goods tax-free. This small port was considered the most cosmopolitan city in the world. Modern Sulina is blending old and new cultures and has been reinventing itself as a tourist destination. Families like to spend their holidays in Sulina because the beach is very wide with very fine sand, like sand in an hourglass, and the seawater does not deepen steeply, so it is safe for children. Along with touring the town, there is a huge growth potential for agritourism and agriculture. People also say that if you come into Sulina for the first time and drink water from the Danube, you will fall in love with and return to this small town. This is the place that after floating among the water lilies in the delta, you can jump straight onto a surfboard in the sea. The pelicans of the Danube Delta will say goodbye as you pass them on your way to be greeted by the dolphins of the Black Sea. I am in Sulina now for the first time, and it is certain that I have fallen in love deeply with this gateway to the water world. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Lover's Lane Park in Warren, Ohio has been revitalized with widened trails, fresh gravel, and cleared pathways after past storms. UNN Field Messenger Jamie takes us on a tour of this enjoyable outdoor space.
Hello, this is Jamie, UNN Messenger, reporting from Warren, Ohio. Here I am at Lover's Lane Park, which has recently been revitalized. Much to my amazement, they have widened the trails, added gravel, and covered up most of the glass. It is a wonderful place to bring bikes and ATVs and just enjoy the tree bathing. Approximately 2 years ago, many trees fell and covered all of the pathways. There are many little places to go fishing, and many, many trails to hike or bike. Another beautiful day with the locusts singing and the sun shining down. Here you see, they have widened the parking lot and haven't quite taken all the equipment away. Thanks for watching.
We want you to become a UNN field messenger. These are everyday people just like you who want to make a difference in their community. You don't need any special training or equipment. Just use the camera on your mobile phone and show us what's happening in your area. You send us your videos and our production team will create the report for you. Our website is up and running at unitednetwork.earth. You can submit your Field Messenger reports directly through the Field Messenger tab at the top of the page. You can also email your reports to our email address at fieldmessenger@unitednetwork.earth.
Hey, I'm Kirsten from Switzerland.
This is Wayne from Tucson.
Hi, my name is Desmond from Ghana.
I am Claudia from Dawsonville, Georgia.
I'm Mikey from Pretoria, South Africa.
Hi, I'm Steve McGrath, Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada.
People from all around the world are coming together.
Happy day, beautiful world. We are here in a rather small urban garden, and this video is just to show you the joys that we've had in this garden with the electric gardening.
When news happens in their area, they show us what's really going on.
We have people in the streets protesting for and against.
At United Network News, our field messengers are changing the face of news.
This is Field Messenger Helen reporting with nature, and I'm going to talk to you about the bees again.
Take the next step in restoring our planet. Become a UNN field messenger today.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from South Africa. If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
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 It's up to all of us. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news.
Essential oils have gained popularity for their therapeutic properties and aromatic benefits, leading many to incorporate them into their daily routines. However, the cost of these oils can vary significantly. Stephanie Ariel is a certified aromatherapist, author, and owner of Artisan Aromatics, a scent design company. Today, she helps us better understand how essential oils are priced so you can make an informed choice. We're back with Stephanie talking about essential oils. And Stephanie, if you are going out there trying to buy some essential oils, one of the things you're going to notice is they vary in price. I'm a little hesitant of the ones that are like, buy 10 for $10. I'm like, that can't be right. And then you have some on the other end that are really, really expensive for like a super small bottle. So today I want to focus on the cost. Okay. I get a little leery on both ends, right? I feel like it should kind of be somewhere in the middle. Why are some essential oils so expensive?
Yeah, well, some of them are in the middle. And one of the ways you know you're dealing with an authentic seller of essential oils is that they will have a huge price range, where their lemon may cost $10 for a full ounce, whereas their rose, which takes 2,000 rose petals for a single drop, will cost $100 for a tiny bottle, and then everything in between. So some of the more abundant plant matter that you find in this country, for example, peppermint, eucalyptus, rosemary, those are going to be your lower cost essential oils because the plant is abundant, it's easier to collect, it's local. Other plants that you have to get from the other side of the world, they're much harder to get, they're much rarer, they go through a longer distribution chain to get to us. Those are going to be more expensive. So, but what it correlates to mostly, the bottom line, is how much plant matter does it take to make that essential oil? And it's going to be more expensive. I have some stats here. To get 1 pound of lavender, it takes 250 pounds of the actual plant. And then for Melissa, which is sort of a beautiful citrusy leaf essential oil, kind of lemony, it's lovely, takes 6,000 pounds of that plant to make the pound of essential oil. It takes 1,500 lemons to make a pound of lemon essential oil. So it really starts with that. You're just like anything else. You're looking at cost of essential oils are very concentrated, takes a huge amount of plant matter to make them. So if you are dealing with a seller where every oil is $10 or it's 10 for 10 or, whatever you're finding, that's absolutely not authentic.
Run.
Exactly.
Run away from it. Run away from it. Don't buy it.
Yeah, don't breathe it in. It's synthetic. It could harm you, or it's just severely diluted and just not worth your, why spend $10 on something fake or diluted? It's actually worth it to spend $100, once you get into it, because true rose essential oil, for example, you might just need one drop and then it just makes your blend sublime. And that $100 investment you'll have around for a few years. So, nobody wants to throw away money, but this is not a place to try to save money. This is essential oils and aromatherapy are a place to make sure you have authentic product, because it's a healing tool. It's something you're putting in your body. When you inhale it, it goes to the brain, it goes to the bloodstream. So you do want to invest in it like you would any other healthcare product.
Right. A gardener's best friend may be the dragonfly, known for transforming gardens into pest-free havens. These remarkable insects consume up to 30 times their weight in mosquitoes and other pests daily. Their exceptional flying abilities allow them to fly in any direction, including sideways and backward, and hover for extended periods. Dragonflies have enormous compound eyes with 30,000 facets, providing nearly 360-degree vision. This extraordinary vision helps them track and capture prey with precision. With 2 sets of wings that can move independently, their agility also allows them to consume prey mid-flight. Dragonflies are non-aggressive, do not bite humans, and pose no threat to the family. They will flourish with a nearby water source for breeding and a healthy garden filled with a variety of plants and flowers. Dragonfly sanctuaries are becoming increasingly popular and are showcasing these incredible insects, offering a glimpse into their fascinating world. A recent study from a UK university highlights the significant role tree bark plays in regulating weather and the environment. Researchers discovered that microbes residing in tree bark effectively absorb methane. This groundbreaking research examined tropical, temperate, and boreal forests across various countries, including the Amazon. Tropical forests in particular showed the highest methane absorption, benefiting from warm and wet conditions favorable for microbes. Interestingly, methane absorption increases at heights above 6 feet, indicating taller trees may consume more methane. Tree bark could be absorbing millions of tons of methane each year, highlighting its vital role in stabilizing atmospheric methane levels. Protecting our forests is essential for the planet's health, emphasizing the importance of tree bark in our ecosystem. According to a recent survey for mental health awareness, people need to spend an average of an hour outside every day to feel refreshed. The survey revealed many Americans are craving time in nature more than ever before. Being outside, it seems, helps them relax, improves their mood, and clears their heads. Spending too much time indoors can lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, and loneliness for many participants. Numerous benefits come from exploring, and many Americans now view travel as a key method of self-care. Short outdoor trips can positively impact lives, whether heading to the beach, national parks, or on road trips. Even your own backyard, garden, or local park could provide a peaceful space to ground your body and mind for a much-needed daily pause. We are United Network News. Every day, we release real stories from real people all over the world.
Field Messenger reporting from Gold Coast, Australia,
Denmark,
Canada,
Uganda,
from Atlanta, in Southern California.
In their own words, people like you share what's really happening in their area. At UNN, you are the news. You are creating a new world with infinite possibilities. You are the restoration plan. Come join us for the real news every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, only on United Network. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news. Authorities in Kenya are facing criticism for enforced disappearances during recent protests, raising concerns about the right to protest. Activists claim the government is trying to suppress dissent through unconstitutional and illegal actions. Investigations into police involvement in these disappearances are ongoing, but regulatory authorities have not commented. Families are searching for missing loved ones, with some not returning home for weeks after being taken from public spaces, while others were abducted away from protests. The lack of centralized database to track cases of disappearances complicates efforts to document and address these incidents. In response, community members are creating databases to track missing persons, aiming to provide information that can aid in searches and hold those in power accountable. Hurricane Ernesto approached Bermuda on Thursday after causing widespread power and water outages in Puerto Rico. A hurricane warning has been issued for Bermuda, where the storm is expected to bring heavy rainfall, with estimates of 4 to 8 inches and potentially more in isolated areas. In Puerto Rico, more than 380,000 customers remained without power as temperatures increased. Many residents also face challenges accessing water, raising health concerns amidst these high temperatures. A heat advisory has been issued, warnings of dangerous conditions, particularly for those with existing health issues who rely on electricity for medical needs. Although some power restoration has occurred, officials remain uncertain about when full restoration would occur, as fallen trees and infrastructure damage complicate repairs. The prolonged outages have prompted residents to seek relief in parks or other public areas to escape the heat. Schools across the U.S. are incorporating yoga, mindfulness, and meditation to help students cope with the mental health challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. Reports show many students returning to in-person learning have experienced feelings of persistent sadness and hopelessness. Advocates believe these mindfulness programs are important for addressing mental health, especially for children of color who often lack access to mental health resources. Short sessions of breathing and meditation have been integrated into daily school routines, helping students find calm and restore focus. Feedback from participants suggests positive changes in their emotional well-being, with many convinced these exercises have helped in reducing stress and enhancing self-acceptance. Also in the U.S., 2 high school students from Woodlands, Texas, have created an impressive water filtration device. Their innovative technology uses ultrasonic sound waves to capture microplastic particles from running water. Laboratory tests have shown the device achieves an outstanding removal rate of up to 94% of suspended microplastics in just a single pass. No larger than a pen, this invention holds the potential to revolutionize water treatment practices, especially in wastewater facilities and industrial textile plants. Its portability allows for use in smaller applications, such as laundry machines and aquariums, addressing microplastic pollution at multiple levels. The young inventors were recently recognized at a prestigious science fair where they received significant awards to help further development of their invention. A court in Ecuador has ruled pollution has violated the rights of a river that flows through the capital. This ruling is based on the country's constitution, which acknowledges the rights of natural entities. Activists view this decision as a historic moment, highlighting the river's significance to the local population. As part of the court's order, the government is required to develop a plan to clean up the river while the appeal process is underway. Currently, the river faces severe pollution, with the city discharging untreated wastewater and garbage into its waters. This contamination has led to critically low oxygen levels, impeding the survival of aquatic life. While some regions in Latin and North America have constitutional rights to a clean environment, very few countries, like Ecuador, grant rights to natural features to protect them from degradation and pollution. The Czech Republic is working on better ways to manage textile waste to help the environment and local communities. Each year, about 180,000 tons of textiles are thrown away, with many ending up in landfills due to inadequate recycling practices. The Ministry of the Environment plans to make textile waste collection mandatory by 2025, encouraging citizens to recycle more effectively and reduce landfill contributions. Currently, there are around 10,000 collection points in the Czech Republic, but many people still throw their old clothes in mixed waste. The new strategy aims to make it easier for people to recycle by placing collection points at town halls and shops, ensuring residents have convenient options to discard textiles responsibly. With these changes, the goal is to improve recycling rates, positively impact the environment, and support local communities while promoting sustainable practices throughout the country. A recent court ruling in the UK has mandated a review of many rail fare evasion cases prosecuted under a single justice procedure. By the end of September, train companies are required to compile a list of those individuals whose cases could be dismissed. The process to refund fines will likely take several months, and affected individuals will be contacted for reimbursement starting in November. This ruling has sparked discussions about procedural reforms, as many magistrates have raised concerns about the fairness of the single justice procedure, which is usually used for minor offenses. Experts point out the challenges in identifying and reaching out to those affected, suggesting current prosecution methods may not comply with regulations. Calls for reform have emerged from legal bodies, highlighting the need for a fair system that protects vulnerable individuals in such situations. Hong Kong's small and medium-sized enterprises are facing challenges in a declining economy, with many struggling due to cash flow issues. A recent survey showed 74.3% of businesses see cash flow as their main concern for the coming year. As transaction volumes in the property market drop, homeowners have faced sharp declines in real estate values, adding to the financial strain. Despite government measures to support these businesses, nearly half of people reported difficulties securing financing, often due to long and bureaucratic application processes for funding plans. About 39% of businesses expect further declines in their operations. Given these challenges, there is a strong call for banks to adopt a more lenient approach towards small and medium-sized enterprises, especially during repayment crisis. Japan's abandoned homes reflect a growing crisis in rural communities. With an aging population, many villages face rapid decline as the younger generation migrates to urban areas. About 9 million abandoned homes exist nationwide, with some areas having a 67% of residents older than 65. Many villages now have only a few businesses remaining, with many buildings boarded up. However, other regions are finding opportunities for revitalization through tourism. Efforts to improve community life continue, and newcomers are stepping in to support communities, offering services for the elderly and revitalizing projects. Despite the challenges, some believe a transformation might be necessary for renewal, suggesting merging with neighboring communities might be a solution. Australia is embracing innovative social events to address loneliness amongst young people, especially after an increase in social isolation post-pandemic. Monthly picnics in inner-city parks bring together those seeking genuine connections, leading to new friendships. Research shows 1 in 4 young Australians experience feelings of loneliness, highlighting the urgent need for social interactions. Experts confirm quality social connections impact well-being, with social isolation linked to various health risks. The demand for these gatherings has grown, with high attendance rates and many events selling out quickly. Participants report transformative experiences, forming lasting friendships and a sense of belonging. As communities focus on social engagement, these picnics offer a promising way to create deeper relationships and improve mental health amongst young Australians. We have an exciting new announcement. We have launched a new global TV service specifically for the UNN community. Thousands of live TV channels, 60,000 movies on demand, over 30 languages, and live sports from around the globe. Between all the separate streaming services and cable for live TV and sports packages, it could cost well over $200 a month. But now with United TV, you can have it all for only $15.99 a month. Go to unitedtv.org and check it out. Get so much more for so much less.
And now, the World Situation Report with Kimberly Gogan from the Office of the Guardian. Michael Gabriel and Raphael chose to leave, but not before they left a gift for the deep state. And a worldwide effort took place today by the deep state to continue with the depopulation agenda. All this and more on today's World Situation Report.
Here's the World Situation Report with Kimberly Gogan in the Office of the Guardian.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. It's getting late over here. Well, not late, but it's late for me because it's been a really long day. Lots of stuff has taken place in the last couple days, and none of it really pleasant, but I will tell you about it so that you are informed as to the progress, I guess you would say, we have made on this planet. I'm laughing because it's just been such a long day, and people never cease to amaze me. And I'm not even talking about people. I'm talking about others. And there was a point in time for me where, I was having conversations. This is many years ago. I was having conversations daily, most days, all day, with Marduk, Enki, and Enlil. And that was on a telephone, so not anything weird. And that I had spent a lot of money, which was a lot for me, to fly to meet with them and that kind of thing. And just a couple months later, I watched them all sit at the computer terminal at the time. And it's a special terminal. It's not a terminal like you would use your laptop or those types of things. And they all tried to erase me from the alpha system and input someone else. And for a couple of days, I was pretty shocked because I thought that they were ready to help us achieve balance on the planet, which is what it was supposed to be more than a decade ago. And I thought that they were ready to do that and that we were going to work together to achieve some kind of balance. At least that is the line that they told me. And once I figured out that that was not the case in any way, shape, or form, it took me a good 3 days to kind of get past it. I'm like, where am I going? What am I going to do now? And then after about 3 days of that, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to use this system all by myself. And that's what I ended up doing. And it took me a long time to figure out how to use Alpha at the time. And to figure out that a few years after that, that I needed to build an intelligence system for myself, and I needed to build a number of other things because I couldn't trust anybody I was talking to, that was from the intelligence world, or, even others, from other locations. And I needed to make sure that, I knew what was going on so I could make an educated decision for my own self. And that's part of the reason why we do these newscasts as well, so that you are informed and you can make proper decisions for your own self. I'm not trying to make those decisions for you, but yesterday was another one of those days where I am just shocked and surprised. This time, because of what happened the last time, it took me minutes to recover and not days. But I was truly surprised that after us throwing out, an olive branch, so to speak, and to Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel, knowing who they are and that their duality, that they were on both sides. And knowing that they were on both sides, I know that there was always a chance that they would pick one side or the other. But after they go home and they go back to Source, and Source basically told them that they needed to come here and clean up the mess. And they had one day to prove to him or it, however you refer to Source, that they had the best of intentions on doing so. So they come back here. They have a lot of discussions about what they're going to do. And it turns out they decided to leave. They decided not to stay, which, okay, fine. But they didn't have to make the giant mess that they made on the way out. I mean, you talk about leaving with a bang or a splash. They definitely did that. And it was definitely apparent over the last 24 hours that these folks here strayed way too far from Source and definitely joined the dark side as it relates to everything that's going on this planet. So now when they return to Source, as per their covenant with Source, which has nothing to do with me, their soul has been terminated forever. So that was the consequences, and that's what they chose. I guess, hey, they've been around for a long time, thought that it was a great time to end this saga. I'm not sure, but that's what they decided to do. But not before they decided to help the deep state along with all of their plans. So, number one of the things they did is they actually made an agreement with the Order of the Dragon, the Order of the Black Sun, and the Japanese faction there too, that they would now be the controller of all the world's assets. They gave them lots of their own keys to systems that they used to use to try to keep a neutrality on this planet, meaning a balance. And along with that, they promised them a whole lot more access. They said to these folks, once they got back to Source, that they would get Source to agree to make them the owners, and that they would have full access to control and command of Alpha and Omega, which it's a dying system anyway. But that's what they promised them. They told them it'd take no longer than 3 days, so between now and the full moon, surprise, surprise, that they would then have access to the system. Now, that was a full-on lie. The second that they showed up there at Source with said proposals, both of them were shot down. All of them were shot down. And so, therefore, there were no control and command keys that were going to work. However, they did manage to make quite a mess today with the limited access that Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael had. By quite a mess, I mean, they gave them access to an earthquake program. There was a number of, let's just say, places in the world where there was alien technology right underneath the tectonic plates, which could have actually caused a situation like you saw in the movie maybe 2012, where we could have seen enormous amounts of earthquakes and flooding. They did give them access to that. They gave the crazy people access to that. I cannot believe they did that, but they did. It was short-lived. The programs went away along with the alien tech that was underneath there, but not before we saw a few small little earthquakes in Syria and a couple of other places. So those programs went away. Next, they also gave them access to a program that could create a pole shift. Wow, isn't that great? So lucky for us, they didn't really know how to use it anyway, but it was spotted before they got it, so that is a positive. The next thing they did was actually allow for 2 remaining archivists that came from the depths of the lower astral to bring additional alien technology to help these crazy people back to this planet. They came in through Penn Station, Union Station, and a few other places in the world, in Europe, and brought as much stuff as they could overnight, which we had to then clean up today. So that was really exciting for us too. Other programs they'd like to do, obviously, when they brought in the space junk and a few other things, they went to the old location of CERN in Switzerland and a few other places in the world to where they decided to bring in some more Omega tech in order to help these people create the following things. Let's see. Programmable bacteria, mycoplasma, access to vaccine qubits, and a number of other things that we had already dismantled, but they revived these programs and made sure they handed over proper keys to the Nazi crazy people. The locations that they put this were evident as to what they were expecting to happen because CERN Switzerland was one. There is a QUIX, Q-U-I-X, quantum computing company in Netherlands that also received alien technology. Underneath the old SHIELD facility, which is a very high-level NSA facility in Wichita, Kansas, U.S. Under the Belgrade Fortress in Serbia. Under a company called AQT Quantum Computing in Austria. The Tomb of Kazanlak in Bulgaria. The Citadel Fortress in Budapest, and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Remember where that plane landed for 9/11? Yeah, that was the access place to the underground utopia of the actual world government, which were not humans, although they look like humans. You know, right there underneath that memorial. Ever wonder why they landed that plane there? Well, now you know. Next, the castle in Hurlford, Scotland. And then, of course, in addition to that, all 14 Hitler headquarters in Germany, in Poland, and in the surrounding area. There's a couple in Russia as well. Unbelievable. You know, and then, of course, these facilities were geared toward all of those Nazi programs of days past for genetic modification and all kinds of diseases, so that we would be left here on Earth with only a pure race. Wow, I think it's 1948 and I've lost my mind, you know, when I saw the stuff that they did today. I guess they thought, you know, if you're going to go out, you're going to go out with a bang. But they gave 0 to our side. Now, I can think of a reason why they would give 0 to our side, because we are actually working on our side. We're building golden ages, we're changing alien technologies, we have access to gateways, we have access to actual quantum systems that these people don't have. So maybe they thought they were going to even out the playing field or something. But if that was the case, then they wouldn't have turned all of the world's assets over to these people in an agreement that was rejected. So not quite buying the balance program there in any way, shape, or form. It looked like they were going to torch this planet and everyone on it. And allegedly, these people were given information on where to hide and where to go so that they would not be affected by the incoming storms on this planet. Now, one thing I can tell you is if any of us ever went in one of their Apocalypse number 16 programs, y'all would come with us, meaning we would take the deep state along with us. Kicking and screaming, maybe, but they would all come with us and we would make sure of it. There would be no immunity for them for all these diseases they intend to spread. So today was another one of those days ending in Y where the deep state thought that everybody was getting paid. And then, of course, they were all proud and boasting everywhere about their newfound wealth of Earth and that they finally won World War II, I guess, and we're going back to those days. But it was all a lie. You know, I look at this for my own self and I say, well, you know, I listened to Marduk and Enki and Enlil for a few years and that was all a lie too. And it's going to take them a few days to probably get over the lie. It doesn't mean they're not going to continue to try to do bad things between now and the new moon. Hopefully they don't have anything left at this point, but I don't know that, of gifts that these alleged angels gave them. But we'll see. You know, we'll see if there's anything left. It'll probably be a busy weekend for me. Mainly making sure that we don't have any kind of, you know, end the world apocalyptic software or programs or anything, any alien technology that could flip the poles left on this planet. So, and that's why the news is, you know, late again today, and I apologize for that, but, you know, there were a lot of things that needed to be attended to because I was trying to figure out who the heck did this and why. But turns out we found out who it was, and nothing has changed. At the end of the day, you know, there was a few points today where I can say that, you know, you might have felt a little bit of an illness for a little while or some fungus or something crazy because they were going at everything that is toxic to humans for a while there with their eliminate the rest of us humans and bring in only theirs. They want to breed all their own people. And like I said, it's 1948. But this is what they're actually talking about. So I think we should probably do the opposite. And I think that we should take all of the humans, you know, in whatever shape, form, color, wherever you descend from. And we should breed those humans on this planet like we always do. We have families, we have children. And we can eliminate them because as far as I'm concerned, their brain damage should not be passed on to other humans on this planet at this point. I think their brain is severely damaged. I don't know if that's a genetic disorder with their bloodlines, but they interbreed all the time, and that's never a positive thing, as we know in science. Yeah, I think that we should eliminate the imperfect race on this planet, and that's the deep state in their various bloodlines until we can't find any more. Let's hope that they can stop breeding between now and then. Maybe we'll take some of those programmable bacterias and mycoplasma and make them all sterile. Wouldn't that be great? Maybe we can use one of those programs to create them to be a bunch of eunuchs. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because at this point, I don't think they deserve to have any kind of breeding capabilities whatsoever. You know, and my frustration is pretty high today, I've got to admit, because, you know, I expected them to leave. You know, there's a part of me that expected them to leave. I never expected them to do this. Being from, you know, where they are originally from, I guess, you know, when they say fallen angels, they fall far, because I would never think anyone up there at all would ever disobey anything coming directly from source. So I'm really surprised. I really am. And the damage they could have done to 8 billion of sources creations, that's all of you, would have been shocking. Plus, you know, a keystone planet. But, you know, hey, you know, what do we expect from these people? Do we expect them to, you know, get a conscience, some kind of morality, some kind of a thought process that, you know, they're not leaders if there's no one following? I'm sure they think that they could do this better on this planet. But, you know, I don't think they can. And part of the reason why, you know, I said the things I said about the complaining and to come with some positive solutions and challenge yourself to find those solutions is because I have faith in you. And I believe our Creator has faith in you too. And I think that if we all can come together and put aside our differences, whatever that is, and come up with positive solutions and stop expecting the governments to change. I saw your comments. You know, they're never going to change. They are never going to change. We can build a separate system outside the system that works for everybody without funding and without support from beyond and systems and networks and surveillance networks and all the lovely things that they used to have. They'll just become a group of people sitting in a house. That's it. Or a few houses, you know, around the world. You know, do they still have a military? Sure, they have a military. I don't consider, after what I've seen, the United States military and the Qatari military and the Italian military and the Russian military and the Ukrainian military and the United Kingdom military, and I can keep going on, and the Chinese military and everyone else that's involved in this mess, after what they've done in the last several days, not only to their own people, but to other people. I think we don't need those people in any way, shape, or form. As far as veterans and soldiers, you know, you're not read in on what the upper echelon does and how they put your life in danger and what they do to the people on the planet and the things that they make you do. I'm not faulting those people in any way, but I will tell you that I have zero faith in the upper management of any military establishment in any country on this planet after watching all of this. So I believe it's fair enough to say, and I know this broadcast is a little bit short, but I've been probably about 2 hours of sleep and probably 18 hours into the day at this point. And I'm going to say one last thing about those people. I think they can take their world alliance, and I'm saying that for a reason, and just stick it where the sun doesn't shine, not even the black sun. Yeah, I feel like that today. So that is where we are at this moment. Hopefully they're out of toys. Eventually they will run out of toys when no one else can actually create them for them, and we will move on our side. I have no intention at this point of reviving any old structure from any old system, and that's why the second part of the reason why I challenged all of you to look at new systems and new ways of doing things. Yeah, CARE's going to build some of their own too, to help out all of humanity, because we realize not everybody is in the know. Not everybody knows all the things in this world that you do. I understand there'll be a lot of education, not only on your spiritual selves and how your bodies function and how to fix your bodies and all of those types of things that will happen in the near future. But I will say, as far as reviving any of those old systems, if any of you did happen to take a look at those systems and you could see any aspect of it that you actually think will work, I mean, I'm talking food supplies, I'm talking housing, educational programs, any aspect of anything that we receive in our homes and the chemicals that are in there and what they do to us. I don't think you'll find anything that is going to work for us in the future. To address some of the people that made several comments about taxes, I also mentioned in our last news episode about what's called tax avoidance. It is 100% legal. This is not like your people to cash in your birth certificates or anything. It means that you spend your money on charities. You form your own charity. You form your own trust. You do all your own things to do what you need to do to pay as little in taxes as possible. And it's definitely a process. If you're unfamiliar with it, maybe you could look up information on how the Getty family set up their circle of companies and foundations so that they could not pay any tax in the United Kingdom. So it's definitely possible. I'm not saying you'd pay none. I'm just saying that you could get it down to next to nothing if you actually took the time to work at it instead of took the time to write a 4-paragraph message on the app to tell us about how bad taxes are. We all know how bad taxes are. We all live on this planet, and there's probably not one of you listening to this that has not paid taxes in the past or pays them currently. We also understand that governments force you to do that. But if there's a whole other system you're living in, and there's a whole military force on the other side, and there's a whole security force on the other side, who is going to bother you? This is what I'm talking about creating a whole new system that intends on protecting the people. We can take the good people that were in the military, because I'm talking about your soldiers. They don't know anything about what we're talking about right now. There are good people in police departments. They don't know anything about what we're talking about right now that actually do want to serve and protect the people. And those are the people that we need to look at, or some of you that might have been in the military in the past. Like, we did that video about the retired gentleman that was a veteran, and he could figure out where the shots were coming from. He knew how many shots. He knew what the distance was based on the sound of the shots. So there is a lot of good people out there that just want good things for this country and for their respective countries that have that type of experience. But if this planet's going to get cleaned up, I'm sorry, it's up to us. It's up to you. It's up to all of us to do it, because it's never going to work if you expect one lady, be it me, or one man, be it somebody else, to do it for you. Things won't get done. It's going to take a village to raise this planet, and humanity and all the things that are wrong with it right now that don't serve us in any way. And I know it's hard to start from scratch. I know it's hard. It was hard for me, after talking to these people for years, non-people people, for years, and then having to say, oh my God, it's over. They betrayed me. It's over. Now what am I going to do? It took me some time, and I think it's probably going to take all of you some time to realize we need our own internet, one without backdoors and surveillance and censorship and other things that we don't like about the internet. We need to be able to get information from one another till we can learn how to get it from each other directly in the future. We need access to proper medical care and not be concerned about an FDA or a CDC or a WHO or any of these other people. And we need to not allow them the tools to spread anything to all of us. There's always some kind of fear of something ever since, 2020. We need to figure out a way around that. We need to not be fearful of that. We need to figure out how to do it, because it can be done. It's been done before, and we can be successful if we all join together and come up with a plan. Stop arguing about the semantics about, you didn't have that experience, or you don't like those people, or I don't, like that country, or, I don't eat that kind of food, or whatever it is. Those are just semantics. Basic human needs is what we're looking for, and basic Earth needs so she can carry us for billions of years to come. This is what we need to focus on, not semantics, not the old. I know people that have been divorced for 20 years that still complain every single chance they get about their ex-spouse. 20 years later. Or about a job they held 10 years ago. I'm like, well, you don't have that job anymore. Or how Enron, or insert company name that hasn't existed in years, it screwed them over when they were an employee. It's over. It is over. Or what your mom did, or your dad did, or your brothers did, or your siblings did, or something that happened many, many years ago that is over. Can you imagine a world where it doesn't happen anymore? And it's going to be up to you to create that world where those bad things don't happen anymore. I'm not to say that people aren't going to not get along and be divorced, or, or what reasons did you get married, or is there a better way to find out, who you love? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there's something that, we all forgot when we meet that person and we stand in front of that person, and how your body changes and you get the butterflies in your stomach. Instead of just saying, oh, well, I'm at this age and I really should be married by now, or my parents arranged a marriage, depending on where you live in the world. We need to figure out a better way to be and a better way to live. That's all I'm saying. And I understand that I received 9,000 complaints about people complaining about things that, without any solutions from any of them either. And I knew that was going to happen. But that hits a button and it strikes a chord with people sometimes when we ask them to stand up for themselves, their children, their grandchildren, and future generations. And they're going to tell you 1,000 reasons why they cannot. And you know what? When they tell you 1,000 reasons why they cannot, they're absolutely 100% right. Now, if you tell me 1,000 reasons why you can, I guarantee you can. But again, the choice is up to you. Thank you for watching today's World Situation Report, and I will see you guys on Monday.
Want to share news from UNN? Help us change the face of social media and use it for good. Connect with us through our online channels. Our social media team creates clips from each newscast you can easily share with people you care about. That's also where you'll find our UNN Meme of the Day, a great way to encourage critical thinking. Links to all our social media sites are available at the bottom of our website at unitednetwork.earth. Let's change the face of news together.
That wraps up today's news update. Please share UNN with your friends and family. We need everyone to come together and help restore our planet. When news happens in your area, record and share it with us so together we can change the world. Remember, if it's going to be, it's up to me. I'm Sunny Galt. Join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the real news.